coach. 9 receivers caught passes, 73%, no turnovers. I mean, your evaluation after you watched the film and whatnot, what stood out to you about the
Actually,
quarterback?
10 receivers caught passes because the stats got screwed up and didn't give Wagner a catch on that one. They gave it to Louder. Would I give you guys bad information? Yeah, Mad Dog played really good. He did a really nice job in the game. You know, he had a good feel for when to let it go, when to scramble, made really good decisions, took care of the football. Again, 19 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That 6-to-1 ratio is hard. It's hard to get that for a lot of QBs, especially young QBs. And yeah, just good decision maker and put the ball on the money. Did a nice job.
How much does he find a kind of a balance of when to use his legs and obviously step back and throw, but like he seems to be finding a really nice balance when to attack with his legs.
Well, your feet should be telling you, right? Your feet should be telling you. It's all tied into your footwork, and you know, your feet when you get past that second hitch in the pocket. Usually, that's telling you it's time to go.
He seems to be believing that though. Like that's probably kind of an instinctual thing, but that just comes with, you know, finally playing into your 10th game of the year and stuff.
I think some guys never get that. It's one of the hardest things to get, and then, you know, most quarterbacks don't like getting hit, so they find a way to get rid of it, either to find their check down or to throw it away, which that's not a bad option either. That beats the sack, fumble, or the interception for sure.
Tough little goal line run there. I mean, he probably didn't have a face mask on that thing.
Yeah, we actually turned that play in as a possible face mask. Haven't heard back yet. You know, that was the one quarterback designed run that we called in this game. It was a zone read, and they didn't give us exactly the look. It was kind of a gray area. So again, most guys probably would have handed that off, but Mad Dog thought he could get it in, and he did a nice job doing that.
Spencer said your guys are hopefully might get Roger back this week, you know, especially after losing another offensive lineman last week. How nice will it be to finally be getting one back?
Well, that's not a for sure thing by any means. So, and you know, Roger's been out for quite some time, so we'll have to see. But that's four old linemen that we've lost this year, and that's hard to overcome. I mean, that's a testament to those guys who have stepped into those shoes, but we're pretty thin. We can't continue down this road for much longer.
For your wide receivers, was this the best collective effort from that group, especially after the catch, maybe?
Well, when we were in here last week, we talked about that we needed to get them more involved, and we did. So that, I think, when those guys get involved early, that motivates them to continue to do the things they're doing there, and those guys work very, very hard. As we've gone along here this season, obviously teams have become more and more focused on stopping Ash, and that's what they should be doing. But our wideouts are plenty capable enough. We're just a run-first team, and they don't always get as many opportunities as maybe some other guys. But they collectively, that was our best of the season. We had 9 explosive passes, which is definitely our high for the year.
I know you want to obviously score every time you have the ball, but after the defense gives you a turnover and you get the ball with a takeaway, you know, I think 3 times you turn that into touchdowns in that game against San Jose. I mean, how important is that, and does that swing a game, I guess, when you can take advantage of that and turn something into points?
Well, turnovers for sure swing the game. So, you know, we didn't have very many possessions in the game. I think we only had 7 possessions, 5 touchdowns and 2 missed field goals. So, you know, other than that first 3 and out, which we have not been a slow start team, but that was a horrendous start. But other than that, we moved the ball good. But the turnover thing, if you're not turning it over and you get 4 of them, you're going to win most of the time.
How nice was that catch by Latrell on the sideline, and that throw by Maddox was pretty tremendous too, to get after the 4th down stop or whatever.
Yeah, that was you know, when you get the ball backed up like that, first of all, you're trying to get it out of there so you make a first down or 2 so you have room to punt if you can at least flip the field. And you know, we actually ran the same play. That was exactly the same play that we ran on 4th down when the game was tied, going the other way in the fourth quarter when he threw it to Camper going to his left on the flat. It was the exact same play going to the right. Probably should have thrown it to Camper right off the bat, and he waited, and then he threw it to a good spot, and that was a heck of a catch by Latrell.
How about on that play to Cam, too? I mean, he made it look so easy over the shoulder like that. That's fourth down, and if you don't catch that ball and get the first down, who knows what happens?
Yeah, well, that's Coach D made the call to go, and that was a huge part in the game. And you saw the next play after that, Ashton took it to the house. So, yeah, that's the way these games go.
Derek, in terms of sticking with the run at times when it's the early stages where you're trying to break it, and then finally you do kind of wear a defense down. Can you sense when that's about to happen? Especially, I mean, it can't be fun to try to tackle 5'9", 215 and squat 700 too many times. And by the 25th, 30th carry, I would assume that starts to kind of wear on a defense.
It definitely does, and it is hard to judge, but Coach Potter's sitting up there beside me, and he and Coach Keene are on the headsets making adjustments constantly through the game, how we change the splits of our wideouts and how we're trying to get to where they have their extra, they always got one more than us, so where their extra guy is, how can we get to that extra guy? Is it moving the back alignment? Is it tightening the splits? There's all kinds of little adjustments being made. If the best run teams, they run the ball a lot and they repeat runs. Okay, the line likes it when they repeat runs. The running back likes it when they repeat runs. And the body blows early in the game usually leads to some kind of a better outcome later in the game. But it's been around football for a long time. Just a lot of people have gone away from it, and it's not in vogue right now. It is. But it's the way we're built. It's the best way for us to win. So that's what we do.
How satisfying is that then in the fourth quarter when that especially, I mean, you guys are one of the most effective fourth quarter running teams in the country this year. I think Ashton's got like almost 200 more rushing yards in the fourth quarter than anybody else.
Well, it's satisfying to have more points than them at the end of the game. That's the satisfying thing.
The left side of your line to have two guys like that have been in there as much as they have and played at all Mountain West type levels. I mean, how much of a luxury has that been?
Well, it's been huge because of the other three spots have been heavy rotation and losing a lot of good guys. So having the stability with those two and the fact that they're such good players and such good leaders on top of that. There was a play in that game. I think it was in the second or third drive. It was in the first quarter, where Ben had gone to his knees, and that dude is so strong. He was on his knees, and he was trying to torque a guy out of the hole while he was on his knees. Like, my back hurt just watching that on film. And, that's just the kind of effort those guys give.
You ever seen Cam Camper celebrate?
I've seen him smile a few times. He's a pretty steady performer, but yeah, I've seen him smile a few times.
For a college kid, I mean, like he just doesn't really have like, I don't want to say he doesn't have flair to his game, but he just seems like he's ready he makes a play and he wants to go make another play, and there's really not much, prayer in between for him for that matter.
Well, him and Latrell are both pretty serious characters about their craft, and I like those kind of guys, but that yeah, I don't know. You have to talk to him about that.
I know we've asked you about Tyler Crow in the past, but it just seems like anytime you give him a shot, he makes something happen. I mean, it's a pretty big run there he had on third down.
Yeah, that was a really big run, and I got to admit, we were thinking about changing the play when Ashton went out. We were thinking about changing it, and he came right up to me. T. Crow came right up to me after the game, and yeah, that guy. We said this before. He's the kind of guy that this program was built on, and you need a ton of guys like that in your program. He does anything and he does everything, and you need guys like that.
You've been on championship teams, done this for so long. What does this team have that what do you see in them that might allow them to actually finish this thing here and do something that no Boise State team's ever done?
Yeah, I'll go back to, the things that Coach Coach D talks to these guys about every day. I mean, he preaches to these guys about staying in the fight, playing the next play, sticking together, having each other's back, and these guys do a good job of that. You know, I'm not on the sideline, but all the coaches said that we were in danger of going down 21-0, and our coaches on the sideline said that the players were great on the field about continuing to play. I mean, that was about as bad a start as you can have in a game. And, you know, those guys did a good job hanging in there. So, you know, part of it's the older guys that have been here, the tradition that's here. But, I mean, I think it all starts with Coach Danielson and, you know, the way he handles the team. And he meets with the leadership group all the time. And, you know, he's grown the leaders on this team. And, you know, new leadership continues to emerge as the season goes on, and those guys are doing a good job.